Your grocery list is the most powerful garden planning tool you're ignoring. Who here keeps buying the same veggie every grocery trip? Now, depending on the season, what are you buying? Let's hear it. Type your answer in the chat or in the comments. Is it carrots? Is it celery? Is it apples? What you eat every single week is one of the best garden planning tools you have. We're going to use it today. We're going to figure this out together, and we'll talk about why gardening is so good for your brain, for your body, and how to overcome the fears that keep most people stuck before we ever put a seed in the soil, right? So, Team Replay, I see you over there. Thank you for watching. Hit the thumbs up. What's one food you buy every single week that you'd love to grow at home? I am Shawnee Grows. I garden here in Minnesota, Zone 5A, and I actually grow at a property where I do not live. I have to travel there. I have to plan. It's a bit of a thing. Now, I want to hit on your brain on gardening. Gardening lowers our stress hormones and boosts the feel good chemicals that help with motivation, mood, mental clarity. Having something alive to nurture rewires your brain for confidence. Every tiny success in the garden literally teaches your nervous system, I can do this. So, what's the one thing about gardening that used to intimidate you? Let's talk about it. I remember being confused about where the plants should go, like who goes where, right? Now, listen, you remember those mud pies that you made as a kid? You weren't just playing around. You were resetting your parasympathetic nervous system. Touching soil flips your body into its rest and digest state. It calms your brain, lowers your heart rate, and makes you feel safe. That's why gardening feels like therapy. Okay, honestly, you're addicted now. Welcome to the club. We're happy to have you. We'll share our seeds, right? When you actually spot that ripe tomato or a strawberry that's ready to pick, your brain fires off dopamine, the motivation and reward chemical. The sight, the smell, even just the anticipation of eating that thing, the taste, it creates a loop, and your brain literally says, do that again, right? Keep gardening, keep harvesting, keep planting, keep picking. That's why gardeners tend to walk the same path multiple times a day, maybe 15 times a day, just to check on things. Your brain loves the hunt, it loves the harvest, it loves the reward. Go ahead and describe the feeling you get the moment you step into your garden here in the chat and in the comment section. I will come back in the replay and read your stories. Now, this is why this next method works so well, because we're connecting our brain, our body, and your life, your daily life. What you eat consistently is what you should grow first. Not what's trendy, not what all the seed catalogs are shouting at you, just what you actually eat. If you buy onions every week, priority crop. Do you eat leafy greens daily? That's a must grow for you. If potatoes show up on your plate 10 times a month, we should be trying to plant them. If you cook with garlic constantly, we should grow a whole bed of it, right? The garden that feeds you is the garden that fits your life. So, this is the look at your plate method. We track what's on your plate in a week, in 2 weeks, in a month, whatever you can handle. You multiply that by 52 weeks, and that gives you a pretty good idea of what it would take. So, let's say your family of four eats potatoes twice a week. Each time you use about 4 pounds of potatoes. So in that week, we'll say in a week, our family eats 4 pounds of potatoes. Then we multiply that by 52 weeks. So the 4 pounds of potatoes times 52 is 208 pounds per year. This isn't exact. This is a rough idea, right? Now, I also want you to pay attention, besides the what you're eating and how much. Write down, is it fresh? Is it frozen? Is it canned? Is it dried? Now, if growing that much actually overwhelms you, because that's kind of a big number, and maybe potatoes was a bad example because yum, potatoes, right? Every day. Look locally. Okay, maybe there's a community supported agriculture, a CSA, that you can sign up for and help supplement some of that. Maybe there's a farm locally that grows large amounts of these things, and in season you can buy bulk and preserve it or keep it in a safe place. You know, I am able to buy many pounds of potatoes. They sell them in 50-pound bags. Onions, 50-pound bags. I can get how as many dozens of sweet corn that I want. We can buy bushels of apples locally, and there's a strawberry you pick that we can go to in season and pick up as much as we want and preserve it and keep it and eat it fresh. There's more than that here in Minnesota. I just had to find them, right? We just have to make that connection to our community if we can't grow it all. We don't have to grow it all. We don't have to do it ourselves, all of it. You know what I mean? So here's your homework, okay? Take a picture of your plate. We all have our phones with us usually. Your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. Save it. Look at it. If the picture taking doesn't work for you, grab a notebook. Write down what you eat. What veggies show up constantly? How many jars of sauce did you use? How many cans of beans? How many frozen veggies? What is your household actually going through? Some people have the ability to use apps for this. I don't have any suggestions for that, but maybe you know an app that helps you document these kinds of things. And if you want to level up, send this to a friend, the food log, the picture, and get them involved too, or hear what they have to say. In the future, here, we're going to talk about what you discovered, and I promise it's going to change how you plan your entire garden, right? So I do want to hear from you. Are you actually self sufficient in something? Is there a crop that you grow enough of to get you through the year till the next harvest that you no longer have to buy? I would love to hear your story. Now, if you'd like a little help tracking, your meals, your garden goals, I have included a free printable. It's a little worksheet. There is a link in the description. So what it looks like is a little bit of this. It's going to talk about what is the proteins that you're putting on your plate that we could possibly grow. So the list is, examples: beans, lentils, chickpeas, dried peas, cowpeas, nuts. Which form of it are you using? So you're just jotting this down. You can print one of these for a day, for a week, however long you want to play this game. What are the fruits? Were they fresh, frozen, canned, dried? Same. Vegetables, leafy greens. Maybe there were some pantry items, the canned things, the tomato paste, the jarred sauces. What were you grabbing for? Maybe it was pickles or jams. During that week, you're going to look and go, okay, what did we use the most? Most of us are probably going to say onions, right? What was the most used fruit? What was the most used leafy green? You can even keep totals. How many onions did you use? How many garlic cloves bulbs did you use? How many potatoes did you use? There's a notes section, an observation section. What showed up the most? This helps us figure out your priority crops. These are the crops that are going to fit your life and your plate. Okay? So, future lessons here together. What are we going to do? We're going to include your kitchen as your seed vaults. We're going to try some things. We're going to map out our spaces, planning our plate, and more. So head over to Shawnee Grows to subscribe for future educational live streams. They show up after 9 p.m. Central Time at any day of the week. It's a little bit of a pop-up situation based on my life schedule. Now, we do have monthly garden tours when the garden is in action. Right now, it's monthly conversations about subjects that I don't need a whole hour live stream to talk about. I just want to say it, and let's talk about it in the comment section. Our top recent conversations have been about the self-sufficiency garden, and one of the other topics was gardening won't save you, which is a little controversial, right? Head on over there and see what we said about it. And of course, our seed saving basics with Robin Gardens. Now, as we always say, grow every day in every way, and I will see you in the next lesson.